chain burst, most of the chains in the game. No post office, we stamping time. Took a slice out of the big.
It's Madden NFL 23, and all eyes are on the Jaguars' burner at wide receiver. He was a walking highlight reel last week with a 4-touchdown game. It's the Jags and the Bengals under the lights on Sunday night.
It's the NFL on EA Sports, and there you get a look at Paycor Stadium on the banks of the Ohio River in Cincinnati. Tonight, we've got a great Sunday night matchup between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Cincinnati Bengals. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talked about storyline. Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. And the opening kickoff will not be returned, as that will be a touchback. Here are the Bengals on offense, and here is Joe Burrow ready to lead them at quarterback.
And when you come into the league as the #1 guy selected, a lot of hype comes with it. Sometimes that weight can be unbearable. But this young man, he took that weight on and handled it as well as you can imagine. And I love his ability to make a second, third reaction play and create downfield.
Here we go, here we go.
Throwing on the first play from scrimmage, here's Burrow. That ball caught by the former Toledo Rocket, Deontay Johnson. 17 yards on the game's opening play and a quick first down.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
On the ground, this is Joe Mixon. He'll get this up to about the 44. The numbers for Mixon last week, north of 100 yards, the 2 scores. And, you got to give a lot of credit to the O-line. We talked a lot about him, but offensive line was good, too.
They're obviously in sync with each other, whether it's zone blocking, power running game, no matter what. He understands how to read them and find the creases that they provide.
From the 44, Burrow. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line. And early on, they're picking up right where they left off last week.
And I know a lot of coaches say each game is its own. You don't really have carryover. This feels like carryover. So much confidence from the previous game that they're using to their advantage now.
So in Jacksonville territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 47. Now Burrow. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line. Well, this defense for the Jaguars, they were very good a week ago in that win over Minnesota.
And I'm eager to see the game plan and try to attack them this week, because when you take it away 4 times through interceptions, what do you do now when you go into a game? Do you decide you can't throw the ball? Do you try and run it more? Or do you tell your quarterback, make sure you see your guys open before you deliver?
And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35. Well, they clearly wanted to come out, Charles, and be aggressive throwing the football, and they've been pretty efficient along with that aggressiveness. He's now 4 of 4 on this opening drive.
Yeah, and that's led to a fresh set of downs. I like what he's doing back there. You can tell he's at ease, feels good about what he's doing. I think if I'm the play caller, I'm reading that, I'm continuing to let him throw the football.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. And the pocket's been protected pretty good here so far on the opening drive.
We always talk about confidence in runners and catchers and quarterbacks. How about the protection detail? They're not allowing anyone near the guy throwing the football.
On second down, here's Mixon. And he's able to work his way down inside the red zone to the 19-yard line. 12 yards that time and a Cincinnati first down. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
Against a team coming off a win, just as your team did the previous week, you talk about being physical all game long. Sometimes being physical is just being on the spot and helping force the incompletion.
And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Burrow looking to pass. And he'll find Chase on the right side complete. And the Bengals are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. Well, no question, this is exactly how they wanted to start this football game. And nice pass there, and now they're set up beautifully, Charles, to finish this off with a touchdown.
Yeah, but they've still got to finish it off, partner, and that means they've got to execute at this stage of the field. So we've seen many teams marching right to the goal line and not cash in. They've got something dialed up here that puts it in the end zone.
It'll be a gain of 5 there as they move closer. It's 2nd and goal. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week,
and they're going to get to him, a sack. Sacked back at the 9-yard line. The coverage good, the pressure good, leads to the sack, and it's 3rd and goal now.
Well, they had the right down and the definite distance to take a shot downfield, but it didn't work out the way that they had envisioned.
No, that's a situation where if you take a sack close to the line of scrimmage, it's not that bad, but a loss like that, you can't take a sack there.
Yeah, absolutely. The one thing you cannot do, they did.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. 4th down, so Zach Taylor sends out the field goal unit. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. And his kick is right there. It's good. And the Bengals are on the board first here. It's 3-0. All in all, a pretty decent opening drive, Charles. Pretty balanced. They have the passing game going and the rushing attack, too.
I would think they have to be happy with that start because you get your ground game going, which means your offensive line and your runners are pretty happy, and then you get your aerial attack going as well. So your quarterback and receivers have smiles on their faces. Now both up to speed, awaiting their next possessions for this game. They can't wait to get started again.
So here are the Jags now set to get their first drive. They're led by the #1 overall pick of the 2021 draft, Trevor Lawrence.
Now, he wasn't playing that last game right here on Earth, was he? I mean, there's just no way. I mean, that performance, that number of times getting the ball into the end zone, throwing it.
No interceptions,
No interceptions, took care of it. Yeah, he was a little otherworldly in his last performance.
They'll start on the ground, ETN. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
That was a good illustration of setting the edge as a defensive end. Being able to make sure that you stay on your feet no matter what type of block, and you're not going to get pushed inside. Stayed home, skated to the outside, and made the play.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Another tote for ETN. And not much doing there, maybe a yard up to the 23. So, Charles, you look at this offense, and what a start to the season. 5 wins without a loss. When do you think that you start believing that maybe you're in the midst of something special?
Well, you and I both know every head coach never wants that thought to creep into a locker room. But the truth of the matter is, not quite at this time, because if we look at the Steelers in 2020, they're a great example. Remember, they started 11-0, then lost.
The Jags with the football to begin the second quarter, as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up.
Ready?
Now Lawrence to throw. He finds his man, complete. That's George. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. A good pickup there at 22.
Let's go.
And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. The Jaguars at a perfect 5-0 here to begin the campaign. And they've certainly found their groove of late. Winners of 5 in a row.
And this team is absolutely playing their best football right now. This is the best that we've seen them play in a long time, partner. Sky's the limit as far as they're concerned. Their confidence really soaring.
Lawrence will throw. Taking a deep shot here for Hardman. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest. With a guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep. Try and throw some air under it and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they run successful.
They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. Here's Lawrence to throw. Wide open receiver, complete. And he's got another 1st down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 32-yard line. A pickup of 24 on the 3rd down conversion. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. Back to the ground with Etienne. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the plays we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Tremendous coverage there. Just did not catch the football and complete the interception. But what do they say all the time? If he had really good hands, he'd be playing offense.
On 3rd down, Lawrence. Got his man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. A great play there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Jaguars have taken the lead.
We see this route all the time, but when it's well executed, it's a beauty.
And it feels like the fade takes forever to develop, like that ball is just hanging in the air.
And the reason why is that the receiver is trying his best to work the defender inside and give himself space to fade away from him and catch the football. And that's exactly what happened there.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. Take it in at the 3. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. Joe Mixon and the rest of his offense making their way back onto the field. And we check the rushing numbers so far here into Week 6, and the returns have been really good. Now, you're starting to hit that stride middle of the season toward the end. They're certainly hoping they can keep up this production.
They are, because one of the adages in the NFL is that defense travels and defense endures even in bad weather, right? You know what else does? A good running game. And people want that, especially as you head down the stretch. You may play outdoors in some nasty stuff. You're trying to get to the playoffs. This is the time to get it going. And individually, I don't think you should just think about 1,000 yards either. The bar has to be set higher with this beginning.
A good gain on first has him set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to third down. An incomplete pass on second down leads us to third and inches. Now they go play action now. Burrow. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. And the defense coming through on third down. A loss of 7 to bring up fourth. The Bengals bring out their punter now as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. This is taken around the 12. So a good punt, but a solid 12-yard return. And out will come the offense as they take over. So time to see Jacksonville again on offense for the second time here in this game. The offense running out, and they are charged up, ready to go after reaching the end zone on their last drive.
And normally I'd warn against getting complacent just because they scored the last time out. But I don't think there's any worries with this group right now. This is a hungry group, and they want to keep building off of their last drive. Now they just want the officials to hurry up and place the ball so they can snap it and get back to work.
And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line.
When you're lateral to the line of scrimmage, linebackers keep those shoulders square so they can go up and down. But when it's time to go, turn your shoulders just like a running back. Get through the line and hit the runner in the backfield.
Meanwhile, Lawrence's throw here taken in by Ingram. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. His first catch, good for 16 and a first. CD, with that last pass, he joined a group of about 50 other men that are over 30,000 career passing yards. So, look, he's not at the top, but that's pretty good company.
Yeah, it's not the most exclusive fraternity in the NFL, but it's a pretty good one, isn't it? You still have to put some numbers up in order to get in, okay? The secret knock is still there. How about him getting it done? Proud of it.
We got a pause following the play because it appears a member of the Bengals in some discomfort. The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Now Lawrence. Throwing left side, it's complete. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. On play action, Lawrence. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
How about the way they're moving the ball down the field? They had a big play a moment ago. Followed it up with another nice one here. And before you know it, they're already looking at 1st and goal.
2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. And they'll run with Etienne. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
How about the job there on the outside? Shed the wide receiver and was able to make the tackle on the perimeter.
Now from the 9, here's 2nd and goal. One more time with Etienne. And he's going to bull his way down to about the 1-yard line. A nice run there there. 8 yards moves him much closer to the goal line now for third down. So now things get interesting on 3rd and goal from the 1.
This almost becomes a Darwinian call, doesn't it? Almost survival of the fittest here. I know we can go all cliche. I'll go ahead and do it. Who wants it more here? Who has a better leverage at the line of scrimmage? Let's go and see what happens.
Let's go. Here.
Going for it, here's Etienne. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Travis Etienne, his 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And the Jaguars will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Extra point by Koo, up and good. And that pushes the lead up to 11. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. Taken in at the 3. And he will be brought out here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. And the Bengal offense going to see the ball one more time in this first half. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead, finish up the half, and get on out and talk about it.
Looking middle, and that's complete. And he's going to have a first down here. They're also in the field goal range now at the 27-yard line. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. All that remains is to snap this once, and that'll do it for the first half of play. So we have reached halftime here in an 11-point contest. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman. And a message received here. No need to wait. We're going to skip halftime and get right back to the action. Here comes the third quarter. Welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Jaguars in possession of the lead, and they will get the football as we are underway in the second half. Fielded just outside the goal line. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. So here are the Jaguars to take over on offense. Remember, they're riding that 5-game winning streak, and right now in the driver's seat in this ball game as well. Second half starts with a run by Etienne. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Hands it off out of the gun. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
Well, that was a unit that understood exactly where the first down marker was, handed it to their guy who could run it, created some space, and he got there.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. On on the counter. ETN. And space tough to come by there as he'll get maybe a yard to the 37. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin too.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And a pretty good burst there as he'll get this across midfield and down to the 46. Jacksonville first down on a pickup of 17. They've got the lead early here in the third quarter, and runs like that are how they established that lead in the first half.
I love the fact that you're using the word lead because they are leading from the front, pounding on the defense right now with the running game, and truly establishing themselves here in the second half.
Throwing now, Lawrence on first down. He's going to fire one deep left sideline. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Love the idea, love the concept, but you got to leave a little room on the sideline so he can fade into it when he makes the catch. That was thrown too close to it for the receiver to make a play.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Lawrence. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 29-yard line. With that catch, he goes over 100 yards receiving on the night. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
Down to about the 22 here. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter. No time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
On second down, ETN once more. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I think he's as fine with that incompletion as a quarterback can be, in all honesty. He avoided his first sack of the game, and he did have a chance of connecting for yardage, just unable to on that throw.
So 2nd and 10, third quarter. Thanks for tagging along with us here from the Queen City of Cincinnati. They go play action with Lawrence. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Odafe Oweh. And the Bengals are going to take over at their own 13-yard line. So the ball changing hands on the interception, but meanwhile here we do have an injury on the play. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. 15 yards is... The drive starting very nicely. First down. Now it's Burrow. Trying to get it to Chase, but it's intercepted. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Koo now for the point after. And it's 21-3. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. Here's Burrow. Quick completion here to Johnson. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Play action. It's Burrow. And he's got him. Got his man on the end route. Complete. And getting this just shy of midfield. They'll spot it at the 49. 10 more there and another 1st down. Again, it's Burrow. They'll set up the screen here to Mixon. And they're going to get this down to about the 37. Well, that is a running back who was not about to go down easily. He fought his way through the contact until the seas opened up for him.
And that, in a nutshell, shows you what this guy's made of. I mean, most guys in the NFL just can't do that. He absorbed the contact, refocused himself, and made a break for the end zone.
And he is going to lose yardage here. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
11 empty. 12.
1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. Back now in Cincinnati. They've got the football, but they trail here as we get rolling in quarter number 4. Now on 2nd and 13. Burrow. And he's got his man on the out route. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. The Bengals passing game finding a rhythm. They've got another first. A 3-score game here late. You can probably rule out the comeback, but certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And to that end, a nice pass play there to push things downfield.
Yeah, and we know in this league, a loss.
And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line, he's sacked. They overload him that time with a safety blitz, and he winds up being dropped for a loss of 7. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. To the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds. Now, hang on here a second. Looks like a Jaguar in some obvious discomfort from that last play. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. The offense on 3rd down tonight, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12. They're passing here. Joe Burrow. This will be caught inside the 10. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. They'll give it to Mixon, and they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. It'll be a gain of 4, but it'll bring us now to a 3rd and goal. Out of the gun, it's Burrow. That's going to be complete on the sideline, but, you know, that throw left him no room to run, and the good footwork nearly all for naught. Able to hold him to just 2 yards, and now it's 4th and goal. They'll try and throw forward with Burrow. And that is caught. He's got it for a Bengal touchdown. Joe Mixon from 4 yards out. And the Bengals are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter. Point after, right down the middle. And it makes the score 21-10. The kicking team out now for the Bengals as they'll send this one away. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. Well, don't look now, but they've got a little bit of a battle on their hands again. Back to a 2-score game. The interception that led to a touchdown. You'd have to think they're a little more careful here if they do indeed try to throw the football.
Yeah, and I was a little surprised by the last throw. You know, that type of throw in this type of a game, I'm going to be very careful about it. Maybe the only throw you make is maybe a toss to your halfback or something like that. Otherwise, take care of the thing and finish this bad boy off.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. A snap to Lawrence as he taps this forward. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. The Jags picking up the 1st down there, a gain of 12.
First down, Jaguars.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he works his way forward to pick up 4 yards there on 2nd down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And this is caught right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there. A gain there of 30 big ones.
That's a well-thrown ball right there. This is where arm strength pays off because he's got to be able to get the ball both downfield and to the sideline. And that's one of the more difficult throws for a quarterback, and he put it right where it needed to be.
On 1st and 10, it's ETN. And he'll get this down only to the 18. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Able to stay in bounds, and the clock keeps rolling. And this defense right now backed up in the red zone. Another touchdown, it's over. They've got to stand tall quickly.
Been in this spot before. Now there's a little bit of desperation creeping in. And all you're doing when you're talking to your defensive teammates is, first guy there, hold him up. Second, third guy in, break in the football. Get it out. We've got to create a turnover because one more score, and this game's over.
Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. This is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. Straight ahead, ETN. And he is going to lose yardage here. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. Koo knocks this one through the post, and that will extend their lead even further. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well, and kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
Taken in at the 3. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. So Burrow and the Bengals down by 2 touchdowns. A little under a minute 50 remaining. Their offense has struggled all night, and now they need to find 2 scores late to try to pull this thing out. Burrow. And Burrow going to be hit and taken down. They got him. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
And now the focus is really clear. They need to get that first down and either get out of bounds or maybe use one of those timeouts.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Throwing, Burrow. That's complete to Chase. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. First down now, but the clock continues to move. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. Now the Bengals urging everybody to get back to the line of scrimmage. Now Burrow. Connected with Johnson. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. Here's Burrow. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete.
What will look like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 27-yard line. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go. To throw, Burrow. This goes out wide for Mixon. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line. A final shot now for Burrow. And this is going to be caught. So in fact, the final score, not the outcome, but it is a late touchdown here on the game's final play. Won't be enough, but here's a final chance at the extra point. It's up and it's good, but it won't matter. As 7 is as close as they're going to get, and this game is over. Well, on the one side, if you try to take away something positive from this game, they played to the final whistle, getting it.